Okay, this is kind of a food haul video. I've been out shopping this morning. I went to 3 different places. I went to 2 Polish shops, one in Shirley High Street, one in central Southampton, and I also went to Haiyan store in central Southampton, which is a kind of Asian supermarket. So I've got a really mixed food haul today. Let's have a look and see what I've got. So, at the Polish shop I got some nice gherkins, some nice sliced pickles. I got a can of, I don't know how to pronounce that, Galonkova. I presume that's some kind of stew or maybe lunch and meat type thing. Who knows? I'll have to find out. Maybe you want to tell me in the comments what that is. I got some nice paprikash. This is a nice spicy one. I don't know what these are actually. They look like maybe, I think they're just peanuts. Got some apple and, no, it's red currant and blueberry juice. Nice biscuits, I like these ones, cherry flavour, and I also got a pack of the dark cocoa ones. Nice bit of kielbasa for my lunch. Okay, so let's have a look and see what else we got at the other store. So at the second Polish store, I got some strawberry Jaffa cakes. We will taste these in a minute, I think. I got some blackcurrant and white chocolate Jaffa cakes, and these I've been looking for a while, banana and white chocolate Jaffa cakes. I got some chocolate and plum jam. Now this is interesting. I think this is going to be the substitute for the chocolate paste that was spoiled in my ration pack. So when I do the field test of the ration pack, I think I'll be taking this stuff out instead. Probably a little pot of it, the same size as the original was. Obviously that's not original. This is not Russian, but it's just, at least it's not Nutella. And then at Haiyan store I got a bunch of stuff, and these are candidates for weird stuff in a can. So I've got some peach juice with cocoa, I think with coconut pieces. It's going to be another blob drink. I got oatmeal, a lotus oatmeal. I got a can of Justice League coffee latte and Justice League green tea latte. Might be a 2-can special there. I got a can of Ocean Bomb, Pokemon styled fizzy water. I got another Ocean Bomb. I think this one is blueberry flavour. I got a can of congee, purple sweet potato and purple glutinous rice congee. So purple, which is the best colour. And finally, I got a little can of Ume Plum herbal candy. So that's interesting. So I think we'll taste some of these biscuits in a minute. The rest of it will probably get put away and it'll come out at some point for weird stuff in a can. Most of these cans will anyway. So the bits out of this morning's food haul that I am most curious to try soon are these two. The blackcurrant and white chocolate and the banana and white chocolate Jaffa cakes. Let's give those a try now. So let's start with the blackcurrant ones. It's just the idea of a white chocolate Jaffa cake is actually quite strange all in itself. Especially as in this case you can see the blackcurrant jam or jelly through it. Let's give that a taste. That's really, really nice. Wow. Those are really tasty. Okay, and now banana and white chocolate Jaffa cakes. So it's like a banana jelly, and it's intensely banana flavoured. Those are really, really good. Those are really interesting. I think of the two, those are probably not the nicer, but both of them are really, really interesting combinations of flavour, and both fascinating to have tried. Now, you may recall earlier in the year I commented on how many stinging nettles there are growing right here in this area of the park where I walk Eva. Now, they've all grown up, and in fact they're starting to die down now, and the stems are probably at their maximum length. So what we're going to do today is pick some nettle stems, strip them of their stinging hairs, and then take them home and see what we can make out of them. I know you can make cord from nettles, but I'm going to have a go and see if we can make a basket directly from nettle stems. So some really good ones in there we can get to, and I think a bit further round down that way there are some more that are a bit more accessible. So let's go pick some nettle stems and see what they look like. So yes, right here we've got an area where the nettles have gone quite leggy and tall, and hopefully I can get in there and pick the stems without getting too badly stung. I have brought with me a pair of leather gloves, and my intention is to cut the nettle stems off at the bottom with a sharp knife and then run them through the gloves to strip off the leaves and stinging hairs. Then we'll take them home and see what we can make out of them. Okay, so I've picked a good bundle of nettle stems. I've stripped most of the stinging hairs and leaves off of them. I'll do that again when we get home. If I need to come back, there's plenty more where that came from. Loads and loads more nettle stems here if I run out or need some more. So let's get back to the shade of the garden and see if we can do anything with these nettle stems. Right, so we're back at the garden and we've got this nice bundle of nettle stems, and all I did is I cut them off with a sharp knife at the base, and I'll show you what I did actually while we were out there. So while I was still there in the woods, I just got my gloves and ran them through my hands like that in both directions. In theory that should take all the little spines off, all the little stinging hairs, but in practice there's probably still one or two there. I think we're going to have to just tolerate a few little stings today. Apologise for any background noise you can hear. There are kids playing with bikes and they've obviously got a new bell on it, so that's happening just the other side of the fence. Nice to hear people out enjoying the sunshine. Anyway, so we're going to have some interesting issues with these stems, because as they are at the moment, they're actually quite brittle and they are prone to just snapping like that. So I have a plan for that. They are still quite strong, so in amongst this stem there's some really strong fibres, but as long as the stiffness is still there, it's quite brittle. So what we're going to do is take a board and a piece of metal tube, and you could just do this with a log and a branch, and I'm just going to crush them like that. That should do it. And now we're going to find much more pliable, and it can be twisted, and we can actually make cordage directly from these nettles just by twisting it, two pieces together. But I thought we'd actually try to make some sort of basket type of thing today, so that's the plan. So I'm just going to crush all of these stems and then we'll get started. Okay, so I've crushed most of my stems. I've got some that I haven't started yet because I'm just a little bit fearful they're going to dry out in today's heat. I'm now working without gloves, and I'm just going to start off my basket. I'm just going to go 3 each way. So actually, we just go over and under like that, and then under, over, under, like that, and then the same as the first way, like that. So we're just going to try making a very small basket today. We're just going to see if this technique actually works at all, because I'm not sure that nettles can truly be worked in this way. I don't know what's going to happen when they dry out a little bit. Actually, do you know what? I think I'm going to go 2 more each way. Okay, make sure my ends are not uneven in length, or too uneven in length. Strip off some leafy bits at that end. Okay, well let's just start weaving now and see what we end up with. So I'm going to take a fairly thin weaver to start with, just because it's going to be easier to work with. And we find about the 2/3 point there, actually maybe at that end, no, that end I think, and we're going to bend it back on itself like that, and we'll just loop it under that stake, and then we're going to go under and over, under and over, under and over. A bit difficult to work actually, I've got to say. I think we might be struggling a bit too much here, so let's just keep going for the moment. Well, I think the theory is sound, but the material is just a little bit too rough to actually work with like this. So I'm going to experiment with that on another day, but that's been interesting. And I think it does have promise because this material's got quite a bit of pliability to it. But let's stop there. Let's just have a quick look at making nettle cordage with these strands. But we'll give them another crush. Now you can, with nettle stems, now with nettle stems you can soak them in water and use a process called retting, which is essentially you let all of the soft parts of the stems rot away and decompose, and you're left with just the fibres. And you can actually extract a very fine fibre from these plants, and it can be woven like linen. We're not actually going to be doing that today, but we are going to try just splitting off some of this fibre. Yeah, so there's like an inner woody stalk, but then we've got all of these bits of fibre here which we can use. And we just pull off those woody bits of stalk and save the outer fibres. Bit of a messy process, but sure it'll work fine. Okay, and then all we do is just take a bunch of those fibres and we just knot them together here to get us started. Just a simple overhand knot. And we split that little bundle in half. So we've got half the fibres in each direction. Just give that a twist like that, and give that a twist in the same direction, and you'll see it actually wants to twist together like that. There we go. So once you get started, it just wants to twist together into a cord. And you can probably, if we use this board, and if we're careful, just roll both of those strands to twist it. And the same on this side, just roll it and it will start to come together. And you can do this with thicker bundles than this. This is going to make quite a fine thread, but it's just a case of twist both of those, and once it gets started it will continue much more easily. And now we're just giving those both a twist, and they will naturally twist together into this string. So let's finish this strand and then we'll see how strong it is. Now there are cording techniques where you give it 2 twists and then you give it 2 twists and lay it over the top of itself like this, which work better for thicker strands than this, but we're making quite a thin one here, so we don't need to do that. Okay, so let's just test this out then. I'm going to knock that off just right there. Okay, and so there's the cord we've made. Let's just see exactly how... Now it does pull apart. I think when that dried, that would be a fair bit stronger. It's actually very difficult to pull apart. And with a few more threads in there, a few more strands in the weave, I think we'd have a really strong cord there. So that's my first attempt at making nettle cordage. I hope that's been interesting. I'm going to have another go at this another time, maybe with a bit more time and better materials. Thanks for watching. Okay, a while ago I got myself this little mini endoscope camera. I can't remember whether I got this from GearBest or Banggood, one of the two. It wasn't very expensive, but it's a little USB-C endoscope camera, plugs directly into the mobile phone, and we can record some video on it. So we're going to take it out today and see if we can find something interesting to poke it into. Okay, so these trees along here, some of them have got a bit rotten in the middle, and in fact they came and cut this sycamore tree. I think it's a sycamore, maybe a lime. They cut it down because it had a big hollow in the middle. However, there's another one along here somewhere which is not cut down, but I think is hollow in the middle. Let's have a look. So I reckon in there, I think we can get the endoscope up inside there and see if there's anything interesting to look at. Let's give it a try. So we've just got to get the twist tie off so we can, and we'll straighten out a metre or so of the cable. We shouldn't probably need more than that, I wouldn't have thought. And then I'll just plug it into the phone. Now I have to use a special app for this called OTG View. I'm going to plug that in and connect, and here we go. Okay, so it's got little LED lights on it, and I think we'll turn them up a little bit. There's a control here on the side for turning it up. And let's, oops, we've lost the connection. Let's have a look. Oh, I keep losing the connection. I think it's because I think the USB is actually a little bit iffy. let's just see if we can get a stable connection out of this. Let's just try again. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's have a look up inside. It does go up quite a long way. Oh, there's a woodlouse. Okay. I'm going to clean the cobwebs off of there. I think we'll try and record a bit of video so I can show you exactly what we saw. It is a bit annoying, it keeps coming undone. I think the USB cable might be a tiny bit loose. Okay, it's recording. Let's get up inside there. Let's go up quite a long way. Oh, whole family of woodlice. And that there, oh, if I could have got to it. Let's just see if I can connect again. That's annoying. Okay, let's see if I can get back up there, because I saw, well, all kinds of beasts and bugs up there. Yeah, whole family woodlice feeding on what looks like fungus that's growing inside the tree there. And those, I've no idea what those are, some sort of slugs maybe, or who knows. Wow. Oh, they're moving. So I think those are either chrysalis type things or slugs. Now there are two branches. We can go further up this way, and just crawling with woodlice. How about that? That was well worth coming here to have a look at. I wonder if they're a little bit confused about what's going on, because obviously I've pushed the camera in there and we've got lights shining on them. Cool. Okay, so that's the first run out for the USB on-the-go endoscope, and we poked it in that tree there, and that was quite exciting, I thought, seeing all those woodlice in there. So I think that's tremendous value for money. It wasn't expensive. A little bit iffy on the USB-C connector. I think I might have to troubleshoot that and see what we can do to make that a bit better, a bit more stable. But I'm quite pleased with that, and that's been fun. I hope you enjoyed watching that too. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.